before I stepped into the studio, I saw a particular video from a certain, of course, it's very popular. Almost 90% of football fans rely on this particular man, talking about Fabrizio Romano. I was watching some of his video and I caught up with a particular video yesterday where he actually announced that Arsenal are closing in on a certain Benjamin Sesko. You ask me why, I busted into laughter. I was just laughing, saying Arsenal, they don't start again. But then it is what it is for the camp of Arsenal. At some point it was Victor Gyökeres. Right now it's about Benjamin Sesko. Even at some point it was all about a certain Alexander Isak. But then it seems all of that has been, dropped to the trash. But I'm really looking forward to see Arsenal sign a striker. They're a fantastic team, no doubt. One of the biggest in European football. But it seems the management are not that particular about signing a striker. But it is what it is for us in the Republic. Yes, talking about the crew of Football Republic. We love Arsenal to continue to derail so that we can, acid a drum. But then I will definitely get to talk about all of the transfers on the show this afternoon. Of course, as usual, I've got the guys seated with me this afternoon via the call line. The man who is also, of course, I've got Fermi Makinde, Peace Shobaloju, the sport princess, also with me this afternoon. So trust us, it's going to be very interesting on the show this afternoon. And remember, you can also be part of the conversation by calling 0705 500 1033 or you call 090 54 44 1033. And you can watch us live on Facebook, I-FLIER 103.3 FM right now. Go there right now. Go drop your comment because we've got a lot to discuss on the show. Remember, the English Premier League is on bed right now, but then, the fixtures is definitely going to be released tomorrow. And trust me, you definitely want to know the first game your darling team will be playing. Well, according to report, that one was actually leaked today. We'll get to look into that one also on the show this afternoon.
To all our listeners and to everyone under the sound of my voice. I'm doing very well this afternoon. It's a great time to talk about sports as usual. So please make sure you stay tuned and join the conversation. Yes,
definitely make sure you stay tuned to enjoy our conversation. Every of our conversation is going to circle around the world of sports. So trust us to give you a premium conversation. Fermi Makinde, good afternoon to you. Well, I will still come to to talk about Barcelona, but then let me also put you on the spot right now. Barcelona want to sign a certain Garcia from Espanyol, right?
Yes.
Where will I get the money when I want you to sign the guy? Make I ask you first.
Yeah, good afternoon, BIODUN Sports. Good afternoon to our listeners and viewers out there. Yeah, it's nice to be here once again. And the Garcia deal, I think it's something I've been consistently saying for the past few years that the main issue of Barcelona is not having money to run the club. It has been like the FFP rules being very stringent that will not allow them to. The president Laporta has found a loophole in a way that we saw in the 2022-2023 summer transfer window. Levers were involved in actually allowing it, selling some particular part of the club. So let's say. I don't know the right language to use for it. Like assets of the club to other companies to like buy into the club and others. And he has consistently done that over the past few years. And now things look much more stable. And there are reports that the 25 million euros release clause of Duan Garcia has already been paid. And earlier today, there was also talk about the Nico Williams and Barcelona also trying to look for a way how to pay the release clause.
Honestly, in my mind, I don't want that deal to happen.
Yeah, I still remember saying yesterday that it is a deal I am very sure it's going to happen because I feel the relationship between the Barcelona players and Nico Williams is a very, very good one. Like and Baudio. But we'll see how things are going to pan out. But with the way it's looking right now, it looks like it's something that is eventually going to happen along the summer transfer window. We still have a whole lot of time. It's still over 2 months.
Yeah.
So yes, there's still a whole lot to happen.
Okay, all right. Well, as a Madrid fan, I'm not praying for that deal to happen. But unfortunately, it seems that particular deal is going to eventually happen for them. Nico Williams, fantastic player, fantastic winger. Is going to cause Real Madrid a whole lot of upset. But then we've got Vini Jr., we've got
Kylian Mbappe.
Rodrigo, there's a certain Kylian Mbappe also, and a certain, new man in town, talking about Franco Mastodonu. Fantastic player. I'm looking forward to see, next season. Let's welcome on board Venego all the way from Abeokuta. Veni, good afternoon to you. How are you doing? All the way from Lagos, I beg your pardon. How are you doing this afternoon?
Yeah, good afternoon, BIODUN Sports. Good afternoon to the guys in the house and to everyone under the sound of my voice. It's a wonderful day against Talk Sports. And I like the way you actually tackled Barcelona. I mean, Barcelona are now PLC. They are PLC now because you can actually buy your shares,
Absolutely.
and have a stake in the club. But then it's all about being competitive. And just like Femak, I think he has explained this perfectly well. And to be honest, you might not know yet, but Barcelona is Spain. I mean, for them to get a certain Nico Williams, they're already building the Spanish national team already. And Joan Garcia, I'm sure if they have a good season with him, is also in contention to be Spain's #1 goalkeeper. So, I mean, just leave Barcelona is how they do it, and let them continue to do it that way. It's all for the competition. And the Club World Cup also, I think, is beginning to serve us some entertaining matches. We saw what Flamengo did. And yeah, it's a great time on the show to discuss every other thing around the world of sports. Good afternoon, everyone.
All right, that was the voice of Veni. Yes, Venego. I usually call him Veni. We've got a lot to talk about on the show this afternoon. Yes, we'll definitely talk about the Club World Cup. But then, Shaitis, the says begins at home. We need to celebrate our own before we celebrate the Europeans. Of course, the season is still on bed right now. But then there've been report that, very soon we'll get the fixtures of the MPFL. Talking about the 2025-2026 MPFL season, and some of the teams are also they started preparation already. Yes, this afternoon we got a report that Rivers United already commenced their own preparation also. These are some of the top teams when you talk about Nigerian football, and I'm really, really looking forward to the likes of Remo Star, the current champion. You talk about Ikorodu City also, particularly for Ikorodu City. They did really well for themselves last season, and it's going to be really interesting to see if they will go on to replicate what they did last season. So let's start from the MPFL, talking about the camp of Rivers United. Yes, according to report this afternoon, we got this particular one that Rivers United has officially begun preparation for the new season under the guardian of their manager. Yes, Finidi George. The team held its first full training session on Monday at the Adoke Amesiamaka Stadium, Membo, with about 25 players in attendance. The technical crew and support staff warmly welcomed the players back, charging them to mentally prepare themselves for the challenges ahead in the MPFL. Of course, no doubt there's a lot of twists and turns in the MPFL. We can't even say this is the outright winner that will go on to win the MPFL next season. But then one thing I'm certain about is the fact that you can always have a conversation around Eimba. But with the look of things in the camp of Eimba right now, it seems that they are not one of the odd favorites to go on and win the MPFL next season. If you look at managerial issue for them at some point, it was really a mess. But then they brought in an experienced manager who has been able to steady the ship. Brownie Day in recent time also. But then looking at the MPFL right now, which of this team do you think they've got what it takes to go on and actually clinch the title next season?
Yeah, thank you very much, BIODUN Sports. And for me, I think it's always unpredictable. I mean, till the very end. And I think we've seen a upward trajectory in terms of the competition over the past 2 or 3 seasons. And I think it's still going to revolve around Remo Stars. It's all about how the clubs are managed. I mean, I won't be surprised when we start seeing clubs selling, sending out 25 players and starts. But when the team shoots, beyond you, it's all about catching them. So I don't want shooting stars playing catch up this season. I actually want them to be the team to catch. But then it's a lot to to do. But there are other teams that can punch about. There are Kano Pillars as well. They are familiar with winning the league. Rivers United, just like you mentioned, they've kickstarted their preparation for the season very early, and that shows the seriousness. Rangers is also in the conversation. Eimba as well. You can be, they are still the people's relevance, but then you have to show that you boss the league, you boss the Champions League at a time, and you can also do it again. But I feel like the competition is going to be high because
in MPFL, the probability of them going on to win the title is always there for them. But do you really think Shooting Star can actually win the MPFL? For me, I don't see them as one of the teams that can win the league. No disrespect to them. We've seen them come very, very close to winning the title. But then it seems something is missing. What is that thing that is missing for Shooting Star of Ibadan?
I think it's a bit difficult to kind of predict, but I think one thing that kind of was really glaring last season was they struggled with consistency. I think that was one thing that really affected their run, because at a point in time they were actually almost neck and neck with Remo Stars, and then they just fell off, and then they could not recover. So they could not like consistently win games and go on runs like 4-5 games without losing or dropping points. They just could not do that, and that was like the big difference between themselves and Remo Stars and the likes of Rivers United as well. So for me, I think Benga Gubote staying, I think that's a big red flag in the first place. I don't think he's shown that he's got enough technical know-how or quality to kind of take them forward, or to kind of make them challenge, or to be taken seriously. Avenago said something that the MPFL is unpredictable, but one thing that is really predictable for me right now, I don't see Shooting Stars of Ibadan fighting for they might fight for the title as always, maybe next season as well.
Of course, so all the teams are competing.
Yeah, always going to compete. There's always a fair chance for everybody, but I don't see them winning it as well, because not just on the pitch, they've got a lot of financial issues, they had a lot of queries last season as well, a lot of issues on and off the pitch. They got banned from the FA competition as well. So there are a lot of things that are really, really wrong with the team. But I think them letting a manager like Benga, but no disrespect to him, I think he's a great manager, but I don't think to the level that that is now required in the MPFL to actually win the title. I don't think that he's got I don't think he has enough. I don't think he's got enough to actually make them win something next season as well. So I think it's always going to be the same story. They're always going to try and chill with the big boys, stay in the mix for a while, and they're always going to follow, because quality wise as well, and I don't think that they're going to even they're going to have enough financial support from the government as well to bring in players. That's another factor that might actually play a very crucial role too, because I don't think they've got the support that is needed from the government, because it's a government owned club, to get players in, to bring in qualities. You see other stars, other clubs like Cremo Stars, like Rivers United, like Ikorodu City, bringing in players and trying to maintain what they already have. Because there's one thing about MPFL, and there are players going abroad immediately after the season kind of finishes, and it's almost like the MPFL is like a audition show or something, that where people will just come in and then just of their supporters, because they have to just impress them, and if not, a lot of things like that. So I think there are a lot of issues that actually going to play a major factor in them not winning in next season as well. So until all those things kind of get sorted out, there's always going to be the same story all over every season like that.
Okay, all right. Let's move elsewhere. Let's look at other stories from the home front. Also talking about they say Mansugida Kano Pillars have inquiry regarding the availability of veteran tactician. Talking about Mohamed Baba Ganaro for the club's vacant technical advisor position, and that is coming from the camp of Kano Pillars. Well, for Kano Pillars, I really don't know what is really buzzing at the MPFL right now. But then the baby of the league is also in the midst right now. Yes, you can always look forward to them doing well in the MPFL season. Talking about Ikorodu City, I'm seriously looking forward to what they've got for us next season. All right, let's talk about other teams also. Nasarawa United are also looking for a coach. Very important, to invest this money in the well-being of the players, not because they secure, the playoff tickets. You are now doling out to 2 million naira and all of that. And make sure these players are well paid, they are well, remunerated and all of that. And trust me, they will give you 100% anytime, any day. But in this part of the world, we love to throw money around. When it comes to maybe you go and score 2 goals, we'll give you a certain amount of money. It's very, very common in Nigeria, but we need to be very sincere. The management have done well, and I look forward to see what Barao FC also will go on to do in the NNL playoff. All right, this is where I'll be bringing on board the Fermi. Yes, you. I'm really concerned for this young man because you are, in a space where your career is booming, you are doing well for yourself. If you had to, name one of the best striker in world football right now, you definitely have to put Victor Osimhen in that conversation. But then, for the young man to come out to say he's talking to Galatasaray president, that shows he wants to consider staying at the club. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's probably considering staying in Galatasaray with the way things have been looking. I think the only concrete talks that he has ever had since the transfer window started has been with Al Hilal of the Saudi Pro League. And we have not seen any other team come to us. We have not seen the Manchester Uniteds of this world, the Arsenals of this world. Even Real Madrid itself, who could be saying they are looking for a actual number 9 to play for them, haven't even come in for him. So there's been winning the league. Speaking to his management is one important thing, and talking to Galatasaray president, I feel eventually, personally, if you look at it right now, I think that's where it's going to end up eventually, because no other club is coming for him.
Okay, well, let me talk to Venego on this one. Venego, Victor Osimhen, you look at his trajectory right from when he was in Belgium. I think he played in Germany also with Wolfsburg and all of that. And if you look at, the success of his career so far, you definitely want to say this man has really worked himself, to where he's currently right now. But do you think Victor Osimhen is vulnerable? And you ask me what I mean by saying he's vulnerable, because Fermi made mention of people around him. Of course, we know that Victor Osimhen is coming from, a background that, he had to struggle before he get to where he's currently. This is a sport program, but I can confirm to you that whatever you send to the account on that program, trust us, we're definitely going to deliver. Yes, transparency is the hallmark of our station. So if you are on for us, yes, this is iSport on I-FLIER 103.3 FM. Call us. Let's get your thoughts concerning some of the topics we've been talking about on the show. Venego, you can shoot.
Yeah. So I think for me, I think Femak has actually hit the nail on the head about Victor Osimhen. I mean, this is someone who used to be the African Footballer of the Year.
Yeah.
One of the best strikers in the world, to be very honest. I mean, if we are going to take everything away, we just have to not be sentimental and say he's one of the best strikers in the world. But let's ask ourselves, really, why hasn't no big club actually coming for you?
Now, by myself, they ask myself that question. No, I swear.
For me, I think football is, for me, it's 90% or 85% off the pitch. It's what you do off the pitch, not really what you do on the pitch. I mean, look at a certain Victor Yokeresh too. Is yet to decide the club he wants to go to. Clubs are yet to bring in concrete deals for him. So maybe what Victor Osimhen used to do off the pitch, maybe he doesn't know that clubs are actually watching and noticing, because nobody wants a volatile figure. Even if you score 40, 45 goals a season, no one wants a volatile figure, because it's all about the reputation of he can do numbers for any club. This is the second time he's doing more than 20 goals in his career in a season. So
I mean, we should not just come out here and start saying this on the levels of the Alans and the likes. But there are certain teams that need strikers. Arsenal is number one. I mean, when you're talking about strikers, Arsenal always comes into conversation. Out to act like a PR for him. He wants to push the move to Chelsea and all of that. Where has that gone to today? I think you should just take a cool head, take time out, just you and your agent alone, and discuss everything. Just take a rest from all of these people that are swarming you around. At the end of the day, whatever decision you make, those that are trying to push you will come out to say you made a very bad decision. So I think I just mentioned
he needs to sort himself out right now. All right, let's move away from that. Of course, in case you are just joining us, you're still listening to iSport on I-FLIER 103.3 FM in the city of Ibadan. I've got Femi Makinde, Peace Shobalojo, the Sport Princess, and Venago, all the way from Lagos. Yes, via the call line this lovely Tuesday afternoon. Of course, my name is BIODUN, BIODUN Sport. Let's move away from the home front. Let's look at foreign stories also. Alright, let's talk. Is the English Premier League, because yes, the time is ticking. We are still enjoying the Club World Cup, but trust me, August is knocking on the door. Before you say Jack Robinson, yes, we are in August already, and the fans are definitely united. All of these questions will definitely be on the minds of football fans across the world. But one thing I can confirm to you, yes, tomorrow we'll get to see the fixture for the English Premier League, social media, and you know, I was trying to go through the supposed leaked fixture. I saw was it okay? Tottenham Hotspur against Manchester City. That is what is going to happen. So that is the confirmation. We'll get to see the fixtures tomorrow, the 2025-2026 official fixture of the English Premier League, according to the Premier League board. And you know, they are also preparing for their rituals also, where they get to do the scorecard. You know, they do a video of the players also. They pronounce their name. Liverpool also want to dominate. Arsenal still very, you know, in that conversation. Definitely want to compete also. But trust me, this is not really looking glaring that Manchester United really wants to win the league in the next, you know, 5 seasons to come.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to something that's going to happen, and I genuinely don't know how they are going to do it, because I feel if you are looking at winning the league, you should actually be mounting a challenge a few seasons before you actually look like, okay, yes, I can actually go on to win it. And I feel the level of the quality of the players in the Manchester United side compared to the level of the players in the other sides, you cannot compare it. And you say let's say in next 3 years, because 2028 is like in 3 years time, 2025 right now. Do you think the squad of Manchester United players, most likely Bruno will be gone because he's going to be very, very old. Then who else are you looking at the squad? And the Manchester United side, I feel if you are looking for expected glory, you need to be in the Champions League. You need to bring players closer to your team. And you cannot tell me Manchester United, if they finish less
Premier League right now, I think Arsenal will win the league before Manchester.
Both of those players didn't really have a great season last season, and you expect Napoli to, you know, as a team that just won the Italian Serie A. Garnacho is actually very capable of doing. I think that's a very great idea, because honestly, I think Jack Grealish just looks like a finished player. No offense, no disrespect to him. I just feel like ever since they won the treble,
team who have done decently enough is Alakli against Inter Miami. Of course, they came to the party, they saw, but then couldn't conquer me. Trust me, talking about that particular game. So let's look at other sports also before we'll be saying bye on the show for this afternoon. Let's talk about the world of them. We are definitely looking forward to a game. It's going to be a battle to finish for both parties. Let me talk to Venago on this one. Venago, what do you think? OKC Thunders, they look more like a team who is ready to go for the title. But one thing is telling me that Indiana Pacers will definitely bounce back. Of course, the next game is going to be on their home court. What do you think?
Game 6 is actually going to be the deciding one. I mean, a slip up from the Pacers, then OKC has carried the and they have won the NBA finals. But yeah, just like I said, for game 5, I think it was just like game 1. It's just that I think he set a playoff record of scoring 40 plus points.
Yeah.
In game 5. What a wonderful game it was. SGA doing his usual thing as usual. Controlling the team, giving the assist, had the rebounds as well. But it was all about Jalen Williams. Now they are back home. They need to get this win, to level it up and go on to game 7. But for me, I think OKC is still going to carry the day. They've done that all through the season. I actually thought it was going to be OKC and the Cleveland Cavs